Let's see. Just gonna wait for some people to come into the chat. Let's see what we've got. Okay, that's good. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead, wait for some people to come in. How's this? Hello, Mike check. Wait for some people to come in. How's this? Hello, Mike check. Yeah, okay, we're good here. All right, great. All right. What is up, guys? So, it is Black Friday week, and basically, I am just trying to make sure that everybody at least is aware of, let's pin that, is aware of the Sony 1000XM4 deal going on right now. I really feel that the Sony 1000XM4s are perhaps one of the best deals you can get right now from Finland. Hello from New York. But yeah, no, I really do feel that if you're looking for a pair of headphones on this Black Friday, one of the best pairs of headphones that you can get right now are going to be the Sony 1000XM4s for $200. Amazon's got them. I do have that link pinned in the chat. I just think that the 1000XM4s, even though like they're 4 or 5 years old, they still hold up very well. And personally, I do prefer the body of the 1000XM4s over the body of the 1000XM5s. So I just want to make sure that if anybody's looking for a solid deal, get those while you can, because I do feel that once the 1000XM6s come out, I think the 1000XM4s are going to be retired. And I just want to make sure that people know about that deal. But if you have any other questions regarding any of the Black Friday deals that we have that are going on right now, if you have any questions, if you need any advice, we'll just talk about those on the chat. And we can also like speculate about CES 2025. Right now, JBL, we've been doing these live streams. We did it on Sunday, we did it yesterday, we're gonna do it today. Right now, the party boxes are on sale, especially the Ultimate. The party box Ultimate is on sale for like $1,000. At that price, it is very hard to beat. At that price, like I don't think price is an issue for the Ultimate. At that point, you're going to ask yourself, do I have the room for this speaker? Because the Party Box 710 right now, that speaker's on sale for like $550 as well. But I would not be surprised if the Party Box 720 gets announced at CES 2025. That's just me speculating, and I also think maybe we'll see the Charge 6, and the Charge 6 is probably going to be, a slight refresh just with Auracast, which personally I'm not liking Auracast too much, especially when compared to Party Boost. All right, but hello from Finland, hello from Greece, hello from Ghana. Oh man, that's actually pretty amazing that you guys are like all the way over there watching me. Okay, so they're asking which are more comfortable, the Sony 1000XM4s or the Sony 1000XM5s. I feel that the Sony 1000XM4s are more comfortable than the 1000XM5s because these ear cups are more spacious and this headband has more padding, whereas with the headband on the 1000XM5s, it's a little thinner and it doesn't have as much padding, so it can get a little hot after a while, like a pressure point. And these ear cups are a little less deep, so if you have ears that stick out a lot, they can definitely press down on them after a while, and then that gets uncomfortable. But more importantly, since the 1000XM5s, these have a lay flat design to them, that means you're gonna have a larger case, which I feel is pretty annoying, especially for flying. Whereas with the 1000XM4s, since these have a fully collapsible design, these are going to have a smaller case, and this smaller case I feel is a lot better for flying than the 1000XM5s. So yeah, there's that. But then also from a performance standpoint, the 1000XM4s are able to block out almost as much noise as the 1000XM5s. But more importantly, since the 1000XM4s, since they do have that atmospheric pressure sensor like on the 1000XM5s, they're going to perform very well while at cruising altitude. And we've already done this test. You guys can go and search for it on the channel, or let me just put it in the chat real quick. Ultra. The Sony 1000XM5s at cruising altitude, after you have calibrated them for cruising altitude, they are going to block out noticeably more noise than your other premium ANC headphones like the Bose QCs, Bose QC Ultra, Sennheiser Momentum 4s, and AirPod Max. So that link that I just dropped in the chat, the YouTube video, you can that video is going to show you the performance of the 1000XM4s while at cruising altitude after they've been calibrated at cruising altitude. So that's why I feel that right now, if you're looking for a pair of headphones, might as well go ahead and get the 1000XM4s, get them all while they're on sale for $200, and get them while you can, because I feel that once the 1000XM6s come out, the 1000XM4s are going to be fully retired. No, I do not want to do a software update right now. All right, so yeah, so Molly's asking Bose QC Ultra 2. Now, with the Bose QCs and the Bose QC Ultra, so here are the Bose QC Ultras. Now, from a performance standpoint, I feel that both of Sony's headphones beat both of Bose's headphones. However, both of Bose's headphones are more comfortable than both of Sony's headphones. So here you're gonna have to make that decision. Do you want the better comfort, or do you want the better tech specs? Because the Sony 1000XM4s, those are more capable than the Bose QCs and the Bose QC Ultra. However, and one place where both the Bose QCs and the Bose QC Ultras they need to improve is definitely going to be battery life. I also feel that both of these headphones, they do need a conversation mode, like with the 1000XM4s and the 1000XM5s, where you have quick attention, where you just cover the ear cup and then they'll pump in all the ambient sound around you. So you can talk to someone without actually having to take your headphones off. That's actually extremely useful when you're flying, with your traveling. Now, you guys got to keep in mind, when it comes to ANC headphones, like any of these, and you know what, let me just show you guys what we've got going on here. So like, I just got a stack of headphones right there, and then there's my computer that I'm using for the chat. So anytime that I'm like evaluating a pair of headphones, specifically ANC headphones, I'm trying to look at them at a way as like, how are they gonna make my life easier when I'm traveling? Because like when I'm traveling, I want my headphones to be comfortable. I want them to block out a good amount of noise. I want the ambient mode to sound natural, and the battery life needs to be good. Obviously, sound quality is very important for these headphones as well, obviously. However, with these ANC headphones, I feel that more lifestyle is a big component to them. Whereas if you want the best sound quality, then maybe you want to go and you want to look at your more audiophile headphones, like the Sennheiser HD 650s or whatnot. You know, like those headphones. Those are the ones that you're going to want to use with a wired connection, and those are the ones that you're going to want to use when you're streaming music at a higher format and whatnot. Whereas with these more casual headphones, you're probably just going to be streaming your music from Spotify or YouTube Music or Apple Music or whatnot. So with the Bose, they're very comfy, but they just don't have as good tech specs as the XM4s or XM5s. But both of the Bose's headphones, they do need to improve their battery life. Both of Bose's headphones are good for 24 hours with their ANC turned on, and you can't use them with their ANC turned off, which is unfortunate. Um, and then also with the Bose QC Ultras, even if you want to use these with a wired connection, they need to be powered on. You need to have battery in them. You can't use them passively. Whereas with the Bose QCs, you can use them passively, and you can also use any of Sony's headphones passively as well. But like upgrade wise for the Bose QC Ultra 2s, I want to see better battery life. Comfort, they're good, they're fine, they're lightweight. They have, like the body of Bose's headphones, both the Bose QCs and Bose QC Ultras, they're fine. I actually really like that Bose wasn't stubborn and he decided to stick with the Bose NC700s, which I actually have them here. Hold on, let me just grab the Bose NC700s. Where are they? Hold on. Did I give them away? No, I didn't. No, I don't think I gave them away. Where did they go? Hold on. The Bose NCs. Huh, where the... Oh, here they are. All right. So. Okay, hold on. I'm back. Okay, so. For example, okay, these are actually a little dusty because they are like fully retired. All right, so. One of the things that I appreciate that Bose did recently with their Bose QC Ultras is they didn't stick with the Bose NC700 design. A lot of people, they didn't love this design. Like these weigh in at like 270 grams, whereas the Bose QC Ultras are a little lighter. They weigh in at around 260 grams, I believe, or like 255. So body-wise, the Bose QC Ultras are fine, but they do need better battery life. Better active noise cancellation would be great. What Bose needs to do is that they need to add an atmospheric pressure sensor like the Sony 1000Xs and the 1000XM5s. I don't know if Sony has like an outright patent on that. I don't know if Bose can add that legally or not, but definitely the atmospheric pressure sensor in both the XM4s and XM5s are a huge deal if you plan on flying a lot with your headphones, okay? So Chucho says he got the Sonos Ace for $350 on Black Friday. Now we did a series on the Sonos Ace, and the Sonos Ace, they have really good build quality. I mean, like it's Sonos's first try when it comes to headphones, so their build quality, their design is great, and I also really like that their carrying case, it's a hard shell carrying case and it's very thin, so that's nice. But tech specs wise, the Sonos Ace, they don't compare to the XM4s or XM5s or Bose's headphones. But at $350, it's all right. But I would rather go with either the XM4s or XM5s. First of all, you're going to save some cash, but then also both of Sony's headphones are significantly lighter than the Sonos Ace, so they can be more comfortable. But if you're happy with the Sonos Ace, good for you, but it wouldn't be my first pick. Once Bose release 100-hour battery life headphones, then I'll get a pair. I don't even think that's possible. The Sennheiser Momentum 4s, these have a battery life of 50 hours. These things have a huge battery in them, but these headphones are on the heavy side, and then also they are a little on the thicker side. So they do have a pretty large case to them. When it comes to 100-hour battery life, I think you're gonna be waiting a while. Somebody in the chat yesterday actually asked like what is one feature that I want to see on headphones in the future, and something that I do want to see is maybe be able to use your headphones as a battery bank. So you can use your phone, your headphones built-in battery, and maybe plug it in with your phone using a USB-C cable and reverse and power share. So that way, if you're running low on battery on your phone, and let's say you're at the airport or whatnot, and like you just need a little bit of juice, you can just get battery out of your phones, out of your headphones, and put it into your phone. I think that'd be a sick feature, and maybe might we'll see it in a pair of future headphones. All right, so Memphis is asking, should I get the JBL 710 right now or the 320, which is on sale? Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of this stream, and we've only been here for 15 minutes, and we've also mentioned it in the earlier streams that we've done earlier this week. JBL is really pushing their party boxes. Right now, the 710, I'm sorry, the 320 is on sale for $400, and the 710 is on sale for $550, and it has a usual retail price of $800. Now, I would not be shocked to see JBL announce a Party Box 720 at CES 2025, which is next month. With the 720, I'm willing to bet that they're going to update the design of that speaker so that it looks more similar to the Party Box Ultimate. Maybe they'll add some floor lights. But what I really want to see on the Party Box 720 is them add a pair of mid-range drivers like they have on the Ultimate. Because what those mid-range drivers are going to do is that it's going to help with overall instrument separation. It's going to help your mids sound more open, because with the Party Box 320 and the 120 and the 710 right now, you have your two main woofers, but and you have your two tweeters. So there's that. Whereas with the Ultimate, you have your two main woofers, your two main tweeters, like with JBL's, all the other party boxes. But the Ultimate also has those mid-range drivers. So maybe the 720 are going to have, well, I would like to see a pair of new mid-range drivers on the 720 to help open it up. But with the Party Box 320, the Party Box 320 does not have those mid-range drivers. However, what the Party Box 320 does have going for it is that it has that easy to remove swappable battery. So with the Party Box 320, it's a better option if you need something to take on the go with you, maybe take it to the beach, maybe take it to the park, whatever. And so you have that built-in battery, and if you want, you can always get a separate, a secondary battery, which right now JBL does have them on sale, and an extra battery is going to cost you $100. So, like you do have to choose, do you want that portability, or do you want the louder sound and more bass that the 710 is going to offer you? And then also just keep in mind with the 710, it doesn't have that built-in battery. You have to use it while it's plugged in. It's not as portable. And also, if you plan on like moving the 710 around, you're going to need a bigger car. You're probably going to need a second person to help you lug that speaker around, because it's bigger. It's just bigger and it's heavier. Now, yeah, if you work out, obviously you can move the 710 by itself, but like I think you're going to need a second person if you're going to be taking that thing upstairs and you don't want to like scratch your walls up or anything. So there's that. Party Box 320, one of the best box speakers that you can get right now, I feel. I really love that JBL went in and they made those wheels much wider, so it's easier to roll around, because like with the wheels on the Party Box 310, they're good, they're decent, but they're thinner. So, like the Party Box is going to start like really wobbling when you're trying to move it on, when you're trying to roll it in like a parking lot or whatever. Whereas with the 320, since those wheels are larger, it doesn't rock around as much. And then plus you have that built-in battery. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And like I said, with the 710, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 720 at CES 2025. All right, so next question. Should I get the XM4s? I really need active noise cancellation. So, I mean, like, that's the whole point that I'm doing these live streams. I just want as many people as possible. If they're looking for a solid deal on a pair of headphones, and if they plan on flying with their headphones and active noise cancellation is very important to you, then you do want to get the 1000 XM4s. Now, with the XM4s, the key thing about these headphones is they do have that atmospheric pressure sensor in them. So while you're at cruising altitude, when you go through the calibration process, and either you can go through the calibration process by opening the app and you tap on the feature, or you can just press and hold on the custom button for like 5 seconds, and then these headphones are going to go through the calibration process. And once they do that, they are going to block out noticeably more noise than the Bose QC Ultras, Bose QCs, AirPod Max, or Sennheiser Momentum 4s. Again, we've done those videos. You can go ahead and search the channel, or I also linked one of the videos in the chat. And you can see that the XM4s, even though right now they're about almost 5 years old, they're still going to block out more noise at cruising altitude than the Bose QC Ultras and the Bose QCs. Now, a few days ago, we also had to rush out a video because some people were getting worried that since the 1000 XM6s were leaked, people thought that Sony was pushing out a new firmware update for both the XM4s and the XM5s, and some people were saying that they were experiencing degraded ANC performance on their XM4s and XM5s. And this wouldn't be the first time that a company does this. Bose did this when the Bose NC700s came out, because when I had the Bose QC35s, I did the test, and I did find that after you updated the firmware on the Bose QC35s, it was either the 35s or the 45s. No, it was either the 35s or the 45s. And I did notice that after you did the firmware update, it did degrade the active noise cancellation on the Bose QC35s to make the Bose NC700s to look better. But we did the test on both the XM4s and the XM5s before and after the firmware update, and I actually found that the active noise cancellation on the XM4s was improved, and the active noise cancellation on the XM5s, it was a little different, but it was improved. Overall, they were blocking out a little bit less lower frequency sounds, but they were doing a better job of dealing with chatter. So personally, I feel that it was an overall upgrade. But the really important thing is, with both of these headphones, they block out a lot of noise, and they do so with not too much cabin pressure, because when the AirPod Max first came out, these things were blocking out a lot of noise. But they weren't my favorite. I didn't like them because they had a lot of cabin pressure. And when I talk about cabin pressure, it's basically when you feel like your drums are getting pushed in on, they're getting pressed in on. The AirPod Max had a lot of them. But then the XM5s came out, and they were blocking out as much noise as the AirPod Max, but they didn't have that much cabin pressure. So for me, I feel that these have better active noise cancellation than the AirPod Max. And with the XM4s, you're going to get almost as good active noise cancellation as the XM5s, plus you have that atmospheric pressure sensor. And I prefer the body of the XM4s over the XM5s. I've actually said this in past live streams, and again, we're doing like a daily live stream for these Black Friday deals. I would actually really like to see the 1000 XM6s just be the 1000 XM4 body with the 1000 XM5 tech specs, but unfortunately we've already seen the 1000 XM6s, they were leaked, and they're still using the 1000 XM5 body. But the 1000 XM4s, even right now in 2024, going into 2025, they're a solid pickup. Their active noise cancellation is able to keep up with the latest ANC headphones that are out, and they're very comfortable to wear. They're lightweight. They have a small case. So, I mean, like, they're a solid pickup. I feel that for $200, you can't go wrong with the Sony 1000 XM4s. Yeah, right? So, so Nara Creative, PRD, do me a favor, go pick up the 1000 XM4s. That link is pinned here on the chat. You can just go ahead, pick them up, or you can also use the shelf down below. We have the XM4s and the XM5s linked. We have the YouTube shopping shelf thing, but there's also the Bose QCs. Now, like I really like the Sony 1000 XM5s and the XM4s. They have better tech specs. However, both of Bose's headphones are more comfortable, and the Bose QCs, where are they? Bose QCs are more comfortable than the Sony 1000 XM4s, specifically because these are lighter and their ear cups are larger, and these ear cups stay a little cooler for a little longer because they have less surface area coming in contact with your skin. However, the features and tech specs on these headphones, they aren't as good as the XM4s, okay? All right, so Sonos 8's more comfortable. I don't know, man. I mean, like, I have the Sonos Ace, and I would much rather wear like any of these other headphones over the Sonos Ace. I mean, like, just right off the bat, it's their weight. So, all right. Question: looking for Christmas JBL 6. I'm assuming the Flip 6, the Beats Pill, Sony Alt. I'm imagining Alt 1. So first off, the Beats Pill, would not recommend it at any price. It's overpriced, and it just doesn't get as loud or have as much bass as either the Flip 6 or the Altfield 1. And if you're trying to choose between the JBL Flip 6 or the Altfield 1, I would recommend the Altfield 1. It's actually right there. There's the Altfield 1. Hold on, hold that up. Nope. All right, well, there's the Altfield 1. I do keep it right there when I'm going to get B-roll in the studio. It's one of my favorite small speakers to use and recommend right now, specifically because it's very small, but it gets louder and it has more bass than the Flip 6, and it gets almost as loud as the Charge 5. So I do feel that the Altfield 1 is going to be a better pickup than the JBL Flip 6, and especially the Beats Pill. However, where Sony did drop the ball with the Altfield 1 is that the Altfield 1 does not have Party Connect, so you can't pair it up to any of Sony's other speakers that have Party Connect, like the Altfield 7 or to the XG300. And personally, I'm still waiting on, we have the Altfield 1 and we have the Altfield 7. I'm waiting on the Altfield 3 and the Altfield 5. I am expecting those to come out in the next few months because we do need like a mid-size speaker to compete against the Charge 5, and then we also need like a larger portable speaker to compete against the JBL Extreme 4. So I am expecting those, but Altfield 1 I feel is going to be the better pickup for if you're trying to choose between the JBL Flip 6 or the Beats Pill. All right, so have you reviewed or heard of the JLab Lux? They're $30 instead of $80. No, we haven't. We don't really feature JLab on the channel too much. And that's basically like an SEO thing. Like when it comes to like scheduling and all of that, we do have to find a balance of like what's something that people want to see, and then also what's something that is going to get searched a lot. Unfortunately, YouTube does not recommend this channel too much through the suggestion feed. 80% of our traffic comes from the search bar. So, like that's, we basically have to schedule our content with stuff that's going to perform well in the search bar. All right. All right. What about the Watcha 720Ns? So Watcha 720Ns, here they are. Got them right here. Watcha 720Ns, these have a retail price of $150, but right now during the Black Friday shopping season, they're going on sale for as little as 88 bucks, which is a very solid deal. Now with these, I actually really like these. They have their ear cups, they're also very spacious, and their ear cups also, they don't heat up too fast because there's not too much surface area coming in contact with your skin. But one of the things that I really like about the Watcha 720Ns is that these things are very lightweight. They weigh in at about 190 grams, whereas the XM4s, these weigh in at 255 grams, and the XM5s, these weigh in at 250 grams, and the Ultwear, I think they weigh in at 200, they're like 254 grams or 52 grams, something along those lines. So with these are very lightweight. They're a good pair of headphones for the gym. They have a neutral amount of clamping force. Now these are entry-level ANC headphones, so they're going to block out noise. They're going to block out a good amount of noise, but don't expect them to block out as much noise as the Ultwear or the XM4s or the XM5s. I know that there are like some like other websites out there that go, oh, I replaced my Sony 1000 XM5s with the WHCH 720Ns because they block out just as much noise. No, they don't. All right, these are going to block out like a little bit of chatter. They're going to block out, whatever music your gym is playing, but don't expect these to block out as much noise as the XM5s if you plan on flying a lot with your headphones. If you're planning on flying, you want to get either the XM4s or the XM5s because of those atmospheric pressure sensors. All right. So HK is asking 1000 XM5s or Bose. I'm assuming Bose QC Ultra. So this here is going to come down again to tech specs or comfort. All right. So with the XM5s, these are going to block out more noise than the Bose QC Ultra, and they're going to block out more noise while flying because of that atmospheric pressure sensor. And unlike the atmospheric pressure sensor on the XM4s, where you have to manually go through the calibration process, with the XM5s, they constantly automatically calibrate themselves with the atmospheric pressure sensor. Okay. Now, from a sound quality standpoint, they sound good. They have good instrument separation, and they have good kick in their bass. However, the Bose QC Ultras, they do sound a little bit more open. Now, both of these headphones also have, where'd they go? Here they are. Now, both of these headphones also have a decent sounding ambient mode on them. However, with the XM5s, they do have the quick attention feature. So again, if you cover the ear cup, they're going to pump in all of the ambient sound around you so that you can talk to someone. And that feature is very useful, especially when like you're on a plane and then the stewardess comes over and she asks, what do you want or whatnot, instead of having to like pause your music and then turn on the ambient mode on the Bose QCs. You just cover the touchpad on the XM5s and you're good to go. And they also have speak to chat. Now, personally, I don't use speak to chat because it's very easy to accidentally activate it, but it's there if you want it. But I've always found it very weird that the Bose QCs and the Bose QC Ultras, they don't have a feature that is similar to quick attention on Sony's headphones, because the Bose NC700s, which we have right here, we took them out of retirement, because with the Bose NC700s, these guys have a conversation mode. So basically, when you press and hold, it's this button, when you press and hold this button for like 2 seconds, they'll lower your music, pump in all of the ambient sound around you, and you can talk to someone, and then when you're done, you can just either push on this button or tap on the touchpad, and they're back to normal. And I've always found it very weird that the Bose QC Ultras or Bose's new headphones in general just don't have that feature. And you know, I've tried telling Bose through the videos, like you guys can add this feature through a firmware update, but they just don't. They don't listen. So tech specs wise, features wise, Sony's headphones are better than the Bose QC Ultra, and then also they do have a longer battery life, and with the XM5s, you can also use them with a wired connection and you can use them passively, whereas with the Bose QC Ultra, even if you want to use them with a wired connection, they need to be powered on. So that might be a problem if, like, let's say you're traveling a lot and you just can't connect your headphones up to power, but you want to watch a movie on an airplane. These need to have power even if you want to use them with a wired connection. However, where the Bose QC Ultras are better than the XM5s is going to be their comfort, and it's going to be their collapsible design. Now these have a more spacious ear cups. So if you have larger ears, these are going to fit you better, because one of the things that I don't like about the XM5s is that these ear cups are a little bit more shallow. And then also, since this headband is so thin, it can create a hot spot on the top of your head. Whereas with the Bose QC Ultras, since this headband is thicker and since this headband has more padding, hot spots are not an issue. So these are more comfortable. And then also, since these have a collapsible design like that, all right, so these collapse like that, okay? That also means they have a smaller case. All right, so these have a smaller case. So for flying, I want the smallest case as possible because my backpack or my carry-on, they're cramped. All right, they're like about to explode. And so traveling with this is just not as convenient, because since the XM5s, they have a lay flat design to them, their case is going to have a larger surface area and their case is also a little thicker. Now, I know some people are like, oh, the XM5's case is cool, it looks like origami and whatnot, but it's larger. So here again, you're gonna have to choose. Do you want the better tech specs? Because if you want the better tech specs, Sony XM5s are all the way. But if you want the better comfort, if you want the better overall convenience, then there's the Bose QC Ultras. But personally, for me, if I had to choose one, I would go with the XM5s because you are getting better comfort. But if you do plan on flying a lot, or how do I put this? If you plan on flying a lot and you just don't have room in your carry-on, then you might need to go with the Bose because they do have the slightly smaller case. But if you want to block out the most amount of noise, you want to go with the XM5s. And like I mentioned before, what I want to see from the XM7s is I want to see the XM4's body with the XM5s or XM6's tech specs. Oh, but also a very important thing is the XM5s have a much better performing microphone on them than the Bose QC Ultras. The microphone on these headphones for phone call, it has much better clarity, and this microphone also does a much better job of dealing with noise pollution, whereas with these, clarity on this microphone is not as good. And when they try to block out noise pollution, which, noise pollution is going to be there if you're using these headphones either at the office or at school or at an airport. When these try to block out noise pollution, it's like an echo. It kind of sounds like you're underwater. So yeah, overall tech specs, the Sony 1000 XM5s are better, but when it comes to comfort, the Bose QC Ultras are better. So there you are going to have to choose which one fits your needs better. So you're saying that you can barely hear me. Well, I'm also talking softly because we have been streaming like every day, and then I'm trying to save my voice. So yeah, but I'm also trying to save my voice so that if we do stream for like 2 hours again, my voice doesn't become like a raspy mess again. In your opinion, does the JBL Party Box 320 have more bass or lower than the 310? Overall, the 320 just has the 320 does have better performance than the 310. It gets a little louder, has a little bit more bass, but the main selling point of the 320 is going to be the removable battery. However, one of the things that I don't like about the 320 or JBL's newer crop of speakers is Auracast. I'm not liking Auracast as much as Party Boost or TWS because latency is a bit of a problem. Latency is a bit of a problem with Auracast, or sometimes you have to go through the pairing process multiple times with Auracast. So, I mean, like, yeah, you can connect a 320 and a 310 wirelessly connect together, but you're gonna have to open up the app to get that to work. But I don't know, Auracast is just, it's not as good as Party Boost, or it's not as good as JBL's own in-house Party Boost or their own in-house TWS. But if you're looking for sound, yes, the 320 is better than the 310. Plus, you get extra goodies like the swappable battery and the larger wheels, which I feel are a big plus. So John's asking again, XM5s or Bose Ultra. Told you it's gonna be XM5s better tech specs, Bose Ultra the better comfort and the slightly smaller case. It's gonna be up to what you need. Do you think? So Neat52 is asking, do you think the JBL Party Box Ultimate right now is worth it with $700 off? Yeah, so we were talking about the Party Box Ultimate earlier on the stream. Right now, JBL is really pushing all of their party boxes. Right now, the Ultimate is on sale for $1,000. It has a retail price of $1,800, but more realistically, it's more like $2,000 because you also got to pay taxes on that. With the Party Box Ultimate, it is sick. At $1,000, it is a great buy. At $1,000, you basically have to ask yourself, do I have the room for the Party Box Ultimate? Because that thing is huge. And then also, just from like a bass standpoint, it will rattle your whole house. Or if you live in an apartment complex, your neighbors are going to love you so much that they're going to send the cops over to you just to make sure that you're safe on a regular basis when you're using the Party Box Ultimate, because that thing is like, if you think the Party Box 710 has a lot of bass, it's nothing compared to the Ultimate. So I feel that the Party Box Ultimate is better for like commercial use. If you've got a restaurant and you need a sound system, Party Box Ultimate is a great option in a box. Or if you've got a man cave, or if you've got like a deck or like a pool, Party Box Ultimate is a solid pickup, and at $1,000, you can't go wrong. It's a good pickup. However, what is the Old Tower 10 at? Old Tower 10. Because, you know, the Party Box Ultimate is great. However, Sony does have its own option, the Old Tower 10. And the Old Tower 10, that guy's also at $1,000 right now. The Old Tower 10 offers you a more natural, a more neutral bass. So with the Old Tower 10, it's going to be a better option to consider if you plan on using your headphones, not headphones, if you plan on using your speaker more while indoors, because the bass isn't going to be as overpowering. And with the Old Tower 10, since it does have those speakers that shoot out the front and the back and upwards, you are going to have better instrument separation with the Old Tower 10 than with the Party Box Ultimate. So you do have two options, two great options there to consider at $1,000. However, the Ultimate does get louder and it does have more bass than the Old Tower 10. But another Party Box that's heavily discounted right now is the Party Box 710. It's going on sale for $550, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Party Box 720 get announced at CES 2025. All right. So Devin is laughing. A third video on the XM4s. Yes, we are trying to make sure that as many people as possible, they're aware of the Sony 1000 XM4s. They're on sale right now for $200. If you're looking for a pair of ANC headphones, the 1000 XM4s right now, they're a solid pickup, and I feel that you gotta get them while you can, because I feel that once the 1000 XM6s come out, I think the XM4s are going to be completely retired. So I don't want to hear anybody go, oh, I wish I bought them when I could. I told you guys, I'm over here like screaming, like get them now while you can. All right, so Momentum 4's best sounding headphones under 450, but mediocre ANC. Well, no, the Momentum 4s, they sound good. Yes, they don't sound as good as the Momentum 3s, but their ANC, I wouldn't say is mediocre. But the biggest problem with the Momentum 4s, where'd they go? Here they are. The biggest problem with the Momentum 4s is more on the hardware side. Oh, and also their ambient mode, it's eh. But first off, with the Momentum 4s, these have a very big case. So I've been complaining about the 1000 XM5s for the last half hour because one of their biggest drawback is their case. It's very large. Well, if you love the XM5's case, then the Momentum 4s are even better because this case is even larger. So for traveling, these are an even worse option than the XM5s. Now, but one of the biggest things that I hate about the Momentum 4s is that when you take them out of the case, they automatically power on, which in the theory sounds very cool. But the problem is, if you have these in the case, if they're in the case, and let's say the case is moving around, even if it's standing up like this, these headphones are going to power on. Now, again, if I'm traveling, if I'm flying, I like to have my AirPods in while I'm like walking around the airport, I'm checking in or whatever, and I have my headphones in my backpack. But when I'm walking around with my headphones in my backpack and they power on, then it's going to interfere with my AirPods, and you know, it's very inconvenient. Now, I've tried telling Sennheiser through the videos, multiple videos, like, hey, listen, these headphones, they power on if this case is standing up, and they haven't done anything about it. So that's one of the things that I really hate about these headphones. And it's been like, what, 2 years now, and they haven't put out a fix. But then also from a hardware standpoint, these ear cups, yes, they are very spacious, but since this cushion is very mushy, when you put them on, they do spread out a lot, so it increases their surface area. So these ear cups, they can heat up faster than a lot of these other headphones. But then also there is the headband on these headphones. This silicone padding here, it is stiffer than the headband on these other headphones, so it can get a little uncomfortable as well. But battery life on these is 50 hours, which is insane. And then plus, you know, you can use the USB-C port as the wired connection if you want, but they also have an audio jack if you want. That's great. But I don't know, the overall user experience of these just isn't as good as the overall user experience that you would get with either of Sony's headphones or Bose's headphones. But you know, like one of the biggest non-starters for me is this case. It's just big, but these sound really good. They do sound really good. These are going to be better for like at home, but for traveling, not my first pick. All right. Hold on. Whoop. Hold on. Chat's moving. Hold on. Okay. So Mike is saying that his problem with the XM4s is their muddy bass. Now, with the XM4s, I feel that they are a pair of headphones that sound good enough to get the job done. You can hear the vocals, you can feel the bass, but they don't have as good instrument separation as some other headphones out there. So, yeah, in this case, if you want the better sound, then you might want to go with either the Momentum 4s or the AirPod Max, because even though I do hate on the AirPod Max a lot, I will admit they sound really good, and I really hate on the Beat Studio Pros a lot as well, but they sound good. But from an overall complete package, the AirPod Max, Momentum 4s, Beat Studio Pros, they just don't deliver as well as either Sony's options or Bose's options. All right. If the noise cancellation on the Momentum 4s is good enough, and will it cause a pressure build for some people? So Nathan, you're talking about the cabin pressure. Cabin pressure on the Momentum 4s isn't too bad. So yeah, but again, you're gonna have to put up with the hot ear cups on the Momentum 4s. So just keep that in mind. The Momentum 4s, their ear cups do heat up. Like let's say the large case on the Momentum 4s isn't a problem. Let's say that the Momentum 4s powering on while they're in their case isn't a problem for you. But when you do have them on your head, those ear cups, those ear pads, they do like to heat up fast because they do spread out and they collect heat a lot faster. So just keep that in mind. If you're traveling on airplanes regularly, Momentum 4s is lacking. Yeah, the Momentum 4 is just, they're not good options if you're flying. All right, so I daily drive the so Mike is saying that he daily drives the Momentum 4s, but for flying, airplane travel, Bose is the way to go. All right, so. Would you recommend the Ascentum Plus over the Momentum 4s as they are 40 quid cheaper, or the Momentum 4s specifically better, hence worth? Yeah, so the Ascentum Plus, those are a pair of headphones that I haven't been able to get to. I do have the Ascentums over here somewhere. Here they are. So here are the Sennheiser Ascentums, and I hate when companies do this. They basically put out the Ascentums, and I thought, oh, okay, great. So now they have a cheaper version. And then, so we produced a video on the Ascentums, and then randomly, they just go, oh, and then by the way, here are the Ascentum Plus with active noise cancellation. And I'm just thinking, I kind of don't want to make more videos on the Ascentum Plus when we just, did all these videos on the Ascentums, and I'm trying to move on to other things. So I haven't been able to make any videos on the Ascentums. But then also, just in general, ever since Sennheiser got sold to their new company, Sennheiser just isn't the same. The Sennheiser Momentum 3s, the headphones, those sounded great. They had great build quality. They were, the active noise cancellation on them was not good. Even by, what was it, like 2020 standards or whatever? Yeah, for like 2020 standards, the ANC on the Momentum 3s was not good. But the sound quality on them was very good, and I prefer the sound on the Momentum 3s over the Momentum 4s. But after Sennheiser got bought up by the new company, they're just not the same. And the biggest disappointment most recently came when we did the video on the Sennheiser Momentum 4 earbuds, like compared these to the Momentum 3s, like this here is just like first of all, like this case needs to shrink. This case is just too big now. I mean, like it's hard to justify getting these headphones and going, hey, I'm gonna get these over the AirPod Pro 2, which are a lot smaller and a lot easier to carry around. But with the Momentum 4s, like it's slightly better sound quality. I don't know. I just feel that these don't justify the burden versus the AirPod Pro 2s, and then also like the upgrade between the Momentum 3s and the Momentum 4s, it's just so slight that it's kind of like, what are we doing here? Now, one of the things that Sennheiser really tried to push with the upgrade on the Momentum 4s over the Momentum 3s is that, hey, we got new battery manufacturers that are, so hopefully our earbuds won't die after a while. Because with the Momentum 3s, my battery on these, they died. They died after a year. And so like they're basically going, oops, we messed up on the supplier here. We fixed it with the Momentum 4s, but these need a lot more than just having a new supplier for their batteries. They need like an overall redesign. And then also there's the sculpt of these earbuds. The Momentum 4s, they just aren't as comfortable as these other earbuds because they go in super deep into your ear canal. Whereas with the AirPod Pro 2s or with the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, because I know we have the Galaxy Buds 3, but I just feel that this new generation of Galaxy Buds is an overall downgrade compared to what they had before. Like those earbuds, they have a shallower fit to them. So with a shallower fit, they're just more comfortable. But Sennheiser, their earbuds just go in super deep. And that can be uncomfortable for some people. However, since they go in so deep, they passively block out a lot more noise. So that does help with the overall amount of noise that they block out with their active noise cancellation turned on. But I think Sennheiser needs to start. They need to. They need to improve their hardware and their software. They're just starting to like fall behind. They're starting to fall behind. The build on the Momentum 4s, like they need a smaller case, they need a collapsible design, and it's the same thing with the earbuds. So since Sennheiser is going down this path where like their products are lacking, I'm not motivated to like cover the Centum Plus. All right. So Steven's asking XM4s or Momentum 4s. Easy pick for me there, XM4s. They're going to be more comfortable. They're going to block out more noise. Where the XM4s struggle compared to the Momentum 4s is the battery life. XM4s are good for 30 hours. Momentum 4s are good for 50 hours. And even though I really like the XM4s and I'm highly recommending them right now during this Black Friday season, somewhere where these do fall short is their microphone for phone calls. The microphone on this, it's not usable. So if you plan on taking phone calls, then the XM4s are maybe not going to be for you. All right, so AB is asking recommendations on reducing clamping force on the XM4s. Well, the XM4s already have like a neutral amount of clamping force. They aren't super tight, like let's say the Beat Studio Pros. However, with the Momentum 4s, if you give them like a slight open, like if you give them a slight flex, they'll open up for you. I mean, like what I used to do is I would just get the box on new headphones and I would just leave them overnight, and then they'll reduce their clamping force like that. But obviously, you don't want to go overboard and like snap them or anything. I just want AirPods 4 to go on sale. Ambient mode is getting, dude, seriously, the AirPod 4, and I don't have them here. They're actually downstairs because I'm daily driving them. The AirPod 4s are like such a big upgrade. Like I was shocked because like first off, when I took them out the box, I go, whoa, because like I have the AirPod 3s and whatnot. So like with the AirPod 3s, I always thought, these have like a relatively small case. But then I took the AirPod 4 out of the box, and I'm like, whoa, this case is even smaller than the AirPod 3s. Plus, with the AirPod 4s, if you get the ones with active noise cancellation, they have a built-in speaker, which is super clutch when you lose your earbuds, and so like you just get them to play their little notification, and so you can track them down. So that's a huge thing because the AirPod 3's case, this doesn't have the built-in speaker. And then also with the AirPod 4's, you can charge it up with your Apple Watch's wireless charger. So that's nice. And then also, yeah, with the AirPod 4, they have both active noise cancellation and an ambient mode. Because, you know, I actually have multiple AirPod 3's, AirPod 2 Pros. So this is one pair of AirPod 2 Pros, and this is another AirPod Pro 2's. I used one casually, and then I used one for the gym. But now with the AirPod 4's, you know, like I don't even use the AirPod Pro 2's because the AirPods 4's, they have that smaller case and they have the active noise cancellation and they have the ambient mode, which were the main reasons why I was using the AirPod Pro 2's to begin with. So and then plus with the AirPod 4's, their sculpt, it's a lot more low profile. They do a better job of like resting in the bowl of your ear. They're less bulbous than the AirPod 3's. Overall, like there are some people that go, oh, the AirPod 4's are overhyped. I don't think so. Like I really think the AirPod 4's, if you're looking for earbuds, not in-ear earbuds, if you're looking for earbuds, AirPod 4's are solid either for an iPhone user or an Android user, because the Galaxy Buds 3's, this is a big downgrade from Samsung's last generation of earbuds. Because with the Galaxy Buds 3's, this sculpt is a lot more bulbous. It's actually more bulbous than the AirPod 3's. So with the Galaxy Buds 3's, they don't fit as naturally as the AirPod 4's. But then also there's this case. This case is noticeably larger than the case that comes with the AirPod 3's, and it's even larger than the AirPod 4's case. And so I feel that even if you're a Galaxy user or an Android user and you're looking for earbuds, I feel that the AirPod 4's are going to be a great pickup, even if you're not an iPhone user. Now, since I've been daily driving the AirPod 4's for like, what is it now, like a month and a half, something that I do miss about the AirPod Pro 2's on the AirPod 4's is the battery life. I do find myself having to charge the AirPod 4's more frequently than the AirPod Pro 2's. And I also really miss the swiping gesture that you can do on the AirPod Pro 2's, because when I'm at the gym, I just want to like very quickly lower and raise my volume. I can do it from my watch, but like I feel more comfortable doing it on the earbuds themselves. So those are two things that, you know, like two sacrifices that you gotta make on the AirPod 4's versus the AirPod Pro 2's. Battery life and the swiping gestures. But besides that, the AirPod 4's, if you think that they're overhyped, if you're afraid of like pulling the trigger on them because you think the reviews on them, they're overhyped, they're not overhyped. They're like they were a much bigger upgrade than I anticipated. All right, so budget, ANC, and sound quality preference: Soundcore Space or Soundcore Q20. Now, I haven't used the Q20. I do have the Soundcore Space Q45s. And I also have the Soundcore Space 1s. I'm assuming you're talking about the Soundcore Space 1s, which I do have right here. Soundcore Space 1s, these are a decent pair of ANC headphones. However, their build quality does not compare to the build quality on the Watcha 720Ns. Now, like, they're good and they have a lot of features and they have good battery life and whatnot, but the hardware here isn't as good as the Watcha 720Ns, because like you can see right now, like this hinge, this headband, it just closes. It closes a lot easier than the headband on the Watcha 720Ns. These, they just feel a lot more sturdy than the Soundcore Space Ones, and I also think that these look a lot sleeker, because with these you put them on, boom, they're gonna look like that, right? They look good. They look good for a pair of headphones. I actually see these at the gym a lot, and I also see the Alt Wears a lot at the gym, which, you know, I like. That's pretty cool. Whereas with these are a lot more bulbous. Hold on. Oh boy. These are a lot more bulbous, and then this headband is constantly opening and closing. A lot easier. Hold on, backwards. Hold on. You see, I'm over here like. You see, you got like. All right. All right. So here are the Space Ones. So you see how like a lot more bulbous this is compared to the Watcha 720Ns. So tech specs wise, they're good, but their hardware, it's not as good as the Watcha 720Ns. And so from a hardware standpoint, I would go with the Watcha 720Ns. Now, as for the active noise cancellation, I can't remember off of the top of my head right now if these block out more noise than the Watcha 720Ns or not. We do have that versus video. We do have a versus video between the Watcha 720Ns and the Space Ones. So you can go and watch it, and you can just be sure which one blocks out more noise and whatnot, if that's more important to you. But from a hardware standpoint, I prefer these over these. So yeah, but as for the Q20s, I don't have them. But but more importantly, I feel that the Space Ones are a better buy than the Space One Pro. I mean, like, Space One Pros, again, we've done these versus videos, you can watch them and whatnot. The Space One Pros, these have better build quality, these have better hardware than the Space Ones. But from a tech spec standpoint, these are a slight downgrade from the Space Ones. So if you're trying to choose between the Space Ones and the Space One Pro, here in this situation, you know, like, these look a lot better. I feel like these look a lot better, and these are a lot more durable. So if you want the better durability, go with the Space Ones. But if you want the better tech specs, surprisingly, you might want to go with the Space Ones. So yeah. But as for the Q20s, I haven't tried them. But but also from a build quality standpoint, the Space One Pros are a lot better, and they're a lot sleeker than the Space Q45s. All right, so yeah. And you know, I've always felt that was a little weird, Soundcore naming their headphones the Q45s, because we have the Bose QC45s, so that's like a little confusing. All right, so has anything been said about the Sony Alt? For clamping force, place the headphones between a set of books overnight. About the Sony Alt, and I have seen a lot of videos about the XM4s, so I feel I'm okay. So you're asking which one's better, the Alt Wears or the Sony 1000 XM4s? So when Sony announced the Alt Wears, personally, I just did like a sigh of relief when I saw that Sony was doing a collapsible design on the Alt Wears instead of doing a lay flat design like they did with the XM5. So when Sony announced the XM5s and I saw that they were doing this lay flat design, I thought, oh crap, Sony's gonna go and their whole lineup is gonna be lay flat now. But thankfully, that's not the case with the Alt Wear. Alt Wears are fully collapsible like the XM4s, so they're going to have a smaller case and whatnot, so that's great for traveling. The Alt Wears, they also have the extra bass feature, so these have more bass than the XM4s and a lot of other headphones out there. However, these have noticeably less bass than the Skull Candy Crusher or the Skull Candy Crusher ANC2s or the Skull Candy Crusher Evos. But with these, I feel that their sound quality is a lot better and it's a lot more versatile, because like having a lot of bass on your Skull Candy Crusher, whatever, it's fun, but I do feel that that over exaggerated bass, it does become old after a while. So once you become tired of all of that bass, with the Sonys, it can, the Ultwares, these can give you a neutral sound signature, or you can get, or you can have like a more vocals focused sound signature. They can do that. Or if you want extra bass, they can also do that. And that extra bass is a lot of, it's extremely useful when you're going to watch a movie with them, because it kind of feels like you've got a subwoofer in the room. But like obviously it's not like having a subwoofer, but like, you know, like it's more immersive than a normal pair of headphones. Battery life on these is 30 hours as well. Good. However, the Ultwares, since these are a pair of mid-tier ANC headphones, they don't block out as much noise as the XM5s while at ground level. And also, since the Ultwares don't have that atmospheric pressure sensor in them, they are not going to block out as much noise as the XM5s while at cruising altitude. Now, if you're looking for the more fun headphones, then yeah, you might want to go with the Sony Ultwares. However, if you do plan on flying a lot with your headphones, you do want to go with the XM4s because of the atmospheric pressure sensor. Now, design-wise, the Ultwares, they're very similar to the XM4s. The XM4s are a little bit more streamlined, whereas the Ultwares, these are a little bit more hip. But the main design difference between these two headphones is going to be on their ear cups. Now, the ear cups on the Ultwares, these are deeper. However, these ear cups, they do have more, these ear pads, they do have more padding. So I found that since this padding, these have a little bit more padding, these can heat up a little faster than the XM4s. Whereas with the XM4s, they have a little less padding, less surface area coming in contact with your skin. However, these ear cups, they aren't as deep as the ear cups found on the Ultware. So, if you plan on flying a lot, you still want to go with the XM4s. But if you want that extra bass, then you do want to go with the Ultwares. And then also, the Ultwares do have a better sounding microphone for phone calls than the XM4s, because thankfully, Sony is improving the microphone on their headphones for phone calls, because the microphone on the XM4s is a bit of a problem. So I wouldn't say that you messed up getting the XM4s over the Sony Ultwares. It just comes down again to what you need. And this is why we do so many versus videos, is because, we're not trying to shill products out at you. We're trying to help you make the best purchase decision for you depending on your needs, all right? So with the XM4s, they're going to be the better option if you plan on flying. The Ultwares, they're more fun, they have more bass, and they have a better sounding microphone for phone calls. Now, the Good Robot is saying, is the Skull Candy Crusher Evo sounds, are you asking if the Skull Candy Crusher Evo sound good? They have a lot of bass, they're a lot of fun. However, their instrument separation isn't that great, especially compared to the Ultwares. But the Crusher Evos, they do have more bass than the Ultwares. But the Skull Candy Crusher Evos, they don't have an active noise cancellation, they don't have an ambient mode. So, and they're also a lot heavier than the Ultwares. The Ultwares are more comfortable to wear. So as an overall package, the better investment would be the Ultwares. The Skull Candy Crusher Evos, those are like your sports cars that you use on Sunday. You want to use them for a short amount of time and have fun. Whereas with the Ultwares, they're the better overall investment. You got me? Okay, what's a good gym bud? I got Samsung Buds 3 Pro, but want to try something else. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, like, we went through the whole AirPod 4 glazing. um, yeah, even if you're looking for a pair of earbuds for the gym, even if you have a Galaxy device, I feel the AirPod 4s are going to be a better buy for you than the Galaxy Buds 3. Because I really feel that the Galaxy Buds 3 and the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, I really feel that both of these new Galaxy earbuds, they are a very big downgrade from either the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro or the Galaxy Buds 3. I mean the Galaxy Buds 2. Where like these earbuds, they just fit a lot more comfortably than the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. And with these are in-ear earbuds, so these are going to block out more noise than the Galaxy Buds 3s. Whereas with the Galaxy Buds 3s, I don't know, there's just something off about this case. Like this lid just doesn't feel natural. But more importantly, these earbuds, this is Samsung's first attempt at making earbuds, and these earbuds, they look and they feel like knockoff AirPods. This sculpt is a lot more bulbous. They don't feel as natural as the AirPod 4s. So, Bussy, if you're looking for a pair of earbuds for the gym, even if you're a Galaxy user, you're probably going to hate this, but I think you're going to be better off with the AirPod 4s if you're looking for a pair of earbuds. If you're looking for a pair of in-ear earbuds for the gym, then maybe you want to consider the LinkBud Fit. The LinkBud Fit, these are a pair of in-ear earbuds, okay? But these are very shallow fitting, but they have silicone ear tips, and they also have a built-in ear fin. But Sony did a really good job of the sculpt of these earbuds, so they are actually very comfortable and they should be able to offer a good amount of lockdown because of that sculpt. The only thing is, these ear fins, you can't change you don't get extra ear fins that are different size. You can get different colored ear fins, but you can't change their size. But if you're looking for a pair of earbuds to replace your Galaxy Buds 3s, and you're looking for earbuds that don't go in, then you want to go with the AirPod 4s. If you're looking for a pair of in-ear earbuds, then you might want to go with the LinkBud Fits. These are a solid pickup as well. They're very comfortable and they got those ear fins so they can stay in place. All right. Again, Christopher's asking, again, for around 160 USD soundbar deal, then the Sonos Ray. Okay, so right now we've been doing a lot of videos on soundbars. We're trying to pivot into more home theater stuff because personally I do enjoy, I'm a film buff, I like watching movies, in like the best format possible. So we are pivoting into soundbars. That's why we've been putting out so many videos with the Sonos Arc Ultra and the Sony Bar 8 and the Bar 9 and the Quad. Just today we released the video on the Sony Bravia Theater U. So yeah, we're doing all of that. Now you are asking about the Sonos Ray. Now that is Sonos's very entry-level compact soundbar. This soundbar compares to the Bose TV speaker. Now, I have not used the Sonos Ray just because I wasn't very impressed by the Bose TV speaker, but you know what, that might actually be a good video to make. We can do the Bose TV speaker versus the Sonos Ray. We can probably do that video. That's actually a good video to consider. But you've got a budget of like $160. What is the speaker setup of the Sonos Ray? Because we recently did a video where we compared the Sonos Arc Ultra to the Beam Gen 2 And as you can expect, the Arc Ultra, it does have better instrument separation than the Beam 2 because it does have more tweeters, it does have more speakers shooting out at you. The speaker setup on the Ray is pretty impressive. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to test this out. We haven't been able to actually like properly test this soundbar out. So what do we've got? We've got 2 frontward firing drivers. We've got 2 tweeters, and it looks like we have 2 frontward firing exhaust ports. It's actually not bad. You know what? We're gonna try this video out. We just haven't had time to do it, but might be a good series of videos to do. Cause with the Sonos Ray, you got a $160 budget. If you're on that tight of a budget, I think the Sonos Ray is going to be a better pickup to consider. Because let me see, we do have the JBL Bar 2.0, and we just did a video where we compared more mid-size soundbars to one another. We compared the Bose Smart Soundbar, the 2024 version, to the Sony S2000 and the Beam Gen 2, and one more, or the JBL Bar 300. And the JBL Bar 300 didn't do as well in that video compared to either the Bose Smart Soundbar or the Sony S2000 because it just doesn't get as loud or have as much bass. But with the Bose Smart Soundbar, since it does have those upward firing drivers, you're going to get true Dolby Atmos support, so you're going to have really good instrument separation. So, but however, the Bose Smart Soundbar, that thing goes for like $400 right now, even though it's on sale for Black Friday. Bose. All right, so the Bose Smart Soundbar is on sale for $400. I feel that if you can stretch it to $400, the Bose Smart Soundbar is a really good mid-size soundbar to consider. You're going to get good bass, you're going to get good instrument separation, you're going to get true Dolby Atmos support thanks to those upward firing drivers. However, since you're asking about $160 for the Ray, we haven't been able to make those videos, but we're gonna, you know what? I think we're gonna make those videos. We'll probably make them in January. All right. Again, so yeah. I mean, like just looking at the speaker setup on the Sonos Ray, it looks impressive. So give it a try. But we'll make more dedicated videos on the Sonos Ray come January. All right, Chris. All right. What's the difference between the Bose QCs? As when I look on Amazon, there's the Bose QC, SC, 176 pounds, and then just the Bose QCs. Okay, so yeah, there's like 2 versions of the Bose QCs, and there's the Bose QC SC. Now, right now, if you're in the States, if you want to get the Bose QCs SCs, I think those are like a Costco exclusive. Hold on. I think the main difference between the 2 headphones is going, oh my God. I think the main difference between those 2 headphones is going to be the Bose SCs, Quiet Comfort SCs. They don't come with a hard shell case, and they come with a soft shell case. But other than that, everything should be the same. But basically, this is the difference. The Bose SCs, they don't come with this hard shell case. Now, if you plan on flying, if you plan on traveling a lot with your headphones, I feel that a hard shell case is mandatory. But if you don't plan on traveling a lot with your headphones, maybe you just plan on using them at home, then the soft shell case might be enough for you. But uh, but as for like active noise cancellation, Bose QCs, they block out a good amount of noise. However, they don't have atmospheric pressure sensor in them, so they're not going to perform as well while at cruising altitude compared to the Sony XM4s or XM5s. But Nathan, basically the difference between the two is just going to be the case. That's actually a video that I was planning on making, the Bose SCs, but I decided against it because I think the Bose SCs are just from Costco. Bose SC, or the difference is just the case, and like we can't go in and like make a video, a fully produced video, and just say, hey, the difference here is just the case. All right. Did you review JBL's new earbuds? So yeah, the thing about JBL is that I really like their speakers, but for some reason their headphones and their earbuds, they don't grab my attention. And unfortunately, like there's only so much time, so we can't get to everything. And like in the past, we did try to cover JBL's earbuds and their headphones, but overall, I was just underwhelmed by them, and it's very hard to like make a video on something that you're not interested in. So I thought, we just leave it as is, because like every time that I would get my hands on like a pair of JBL headphones or earbuds, I would just like talk down on them, and I'm just like, ah. But again, it just comes down to like time. We can't get to everything. Do you have an idea when the JBL Boombox 4 is going to come out? Actually, that's something that I was thinking about recently as well. The JBL Boombox 4, I think we're going to have one more summer with the JBL Boombox 3, and then afterwards we might get the JBL Boombox 4. Now, as for the JBL Boombox 4, I think it's a given that it is going to have Auracast, because JBL is moving over to Auracast on everything. But like I'm starting to, like be more verbal about, I do not like Auracast. I think Party Boost, I think TWS is a lot better than Auracast. Auracast, it's just not as consistent as Party Boost. With Auracast, latency is a problem. Sometimes pairing your speakers together is a problem. And it's because Auracast is not JBL's in-house speaker pairing protocol. Auracast is like something that other companies are gonna use as well, and it's just not as stable as Party Boost. It's not as stable as TWS. It's not as stable as Sony's Party Connect. So I would expect the JBL Boombox 4 for next summer, but it's probably going to have Auracast. Now, from a speaker setup standpoint, what I do want to see from the Boombox 4 is maybe upward firing speakers to help with the overall instrument separation. But something that I think JBL should do with their Boombox 4, if they want to stay competitive, is they need to add at least a single quarter-inch input so that people can use that speaker with a microphone, mainly for karaoke, because that's definitely a deciding factor for some people when they're trying to choose between the Oldfield 7 or the Boombox 3, is that with the Oldfield 7 you do have that quarter-inch input, so you can plug in a microphone and do a little bit of karaoke. If you want to be very sacrilegious, you can actually get JBL's wireless microphones and plug them into the Oldfield 7, and then that way you can actually have two wireless microphones instead of just one wired microphone. Um, but also if you're trying to choose between the Sony Oldfield 7 and the Boombox 4, Boombox 3, the Sony Oldfield 7 does sound better than the Boombox 3. It just sounds more open, it has more bass, and it has stronger mids, because with the Oldfield 7, Sony is really focusing on improving their sound pressure. So with the Boombox 4, we're going to need better sound. I would like to see those upward firing drivers. It's probably going to have Auracast, which I'm not looking forward to. But I think they should also add a quarter-inch input so that you can get a microphone in it. But if you're thinking about getting the Boombox 3 right now, I think it's a safe bet. I wouldn't expect the Boombox 4 anytime soon. However, if you're thinking about getting the Boombox 3, which has a retail price, oh, wow, really? JBL is not putting the Boombox 3 on sale right now. So, okay, yeah, let's do this. If you're thinking about getting the JBL Boombox 3 right now, which is going for its full retail price of $500, I highly implore you to consider getting the Sony Oldfield 7, which, if I remember correctly, I think it's like on sale for like 350 bucks. Sony Old 7. I highly implore you to consider the Sony Oldfield 7 right now, which is on sale for $350. Now, with the Sony Oldfield 7, it, like I mentioned already, it does have that quarter-inch input, so you can plug in a microphone in it for karaoke. Or if you want, you can use that microphone for protesting, but I think karaoke is more fun than protesting. But also with the Oldfield 7, I feel that you get better sound out of it than the Boombox 3. So it just, the bass is deeper, the bass is richer, and the mids are stronger on the Oldfield 7 because Sony is really focusing on improving that that overall sound pressure. So yeah, if you're trying to choose, if you're looking for like a larger portable speaker, because like I have the Boombox 3 right there, and the Oldfield 7 is right there as well. I highly recommend that if you're looking at the Boombox 3 today, maybe get the Oldfield 7 instead. Save yourself some money and get better overall performance. And then plus the Oldfield 7, it does have those built-in light features in the passive radiators. Personally, for me, they don't do anything for me, so I just turn them off and I just enjoy the improved battery life. All right. So Guillermo, if you're thinking about getting the Boombox 3 and you're worried about the Boombox 4, maybe just get the Oldfield 7 instead. All right, the Beat Studio Pros have a crazy deal going on sale for $160 right now. Should I get the Beats for $40 or for $40? Get the XM4s. All right, so where are you getting the Beat Studio Pros for $160? Because we have been talking about the Beat Studio Pros on past live streams for a while, and last I checked, the Beat Studio Pros are on sale for, oh wow, so what's your name? Beats. Apple finally decided to put these dang headphones on sale because earlier this week they were on sale for $250, which I feel is not worth it. And now the Beat Studio Pros, they're on sale for $160. And at $160, I feel that they are still not worth it. And here we go. With the Beat Studio Pros, let me just grab them because I got them here. With the Beat Studio Pros, even at $160, I feel that these headphones are not worth it. First off, these headphones come included with a soft shell case. If you plan on traveling with your headphones, and I mentioned this earlier when we talked about the Bose SCs, since these headphones have a soft shell case, they can get beat up if you plan on traveling with them, all right? Now, whereas if you were to compare these to either the XM4s, because, what's your name, bud? What is your name? So Media, we're just gonna call you Media, because Media is asking XM4s or Beat Studio Pros. Because with the XM4s, these are going to come with a nice hard shell case. You don't have to worry about your headphones getting crushed if they're in your backpack. Or if you're dead set on spending $150, $160 on your headphones, how about you consider the Sony Ultwear, which we've been talking about for a while as well. Because right now, the Sony Ultwears, these guys are on sale for $150, $10 less than the Beat Studio Pros. And with the Ultwears, these also come included with a hard shell case. So if you're planning on traveling, either of Sony's options are going to be better options than the Beats Studio Pros. Okay, so we're just starting off with the case. But then when it comes to the headphones themselves, from a comfort standpoint, okay, from a hardware design comfort standpoint, one of the biggest issues about the Beat Studio Pros is that these ear cups, they do not pivot and they do not swivel all that much, okay? So when you put these headphones on your head, unless you have the perfect head that Apple and Beats was designing their headphone for, these headphones are not going to feel as comfortable as a lot of these other headphones that we have on the table here. Right now, I can tell you, and I've mentioned this in the review videos as well, with these ear cups, since they do not pivot and swivel, right now they are applying an uneven amount of pressure on my head. I do have more pressure here on the anterior portion of my ear versus the posterior portion of my ears here. So this just doesn't feel natural. Also, with the Beat Studio Pros, these do have more clamping force. Now, I would say that they are big head approved. They're not awful, but they do have a tighter fit to them. Whereas with either the Sony XM4s or the Ultwears, these ear cups, they pivot and they swivel a lot more. So these headphones are going to rest a lot more naturally on my head, okay? Right? Since these ear cups have more range of motion, they're applying an even amount of pressure around my entire ear, so that is just more comfortable. And this is the case with both the XM4s or the Ultwears, which are $10 cheaper than the Beat Studio Pros, okay? Because these also pivot and swivel, and they're going to rest more naturally. And I'm just going to allow you to see what these headphones look like compared to the Beat Studio Pros. Now, these Sony headphones, their headbands, they're low profile, but the ear cups, they do stick out more than the Beats. The Beats are more low profile and whatnot. However, just from a comfort standpoint, I feel both of Sony's options are better. But then there's also the ear pads on these headphones. The ear pads on the Beat Studio Pros, they're a lot smaller and they're a lot more cramped than the ear pads found on both of Sony's headphones. So with these, they are going to basically crush your ears down, and having your ears getting pushed down on for a while, that does get uncomfortable. Whereas the ear pads on both the Ultwear and the XM4s, these are a lot more spacious. So if you have larger ears or ears that stick out a lot, they're going to be able to sit more comfortably in these headphones than in the Beat Studio Pros. Okay? Now the difference between the Ultwears and the XM4s, the ear pads on the XM4s, they are a little smaller than the ear pads found on the Ultwears. However, these ear pads, they do stay a little cooler for a little longer than the Ultwears, because the Ultwears, their padding is a little bit thicker. So these ear pads might heat up a little faster than the XM4s. But regardless, both of Sony's options, they're more comfortable than the Beat Studio Pros. So that's just the hardware, that's just the case. Okay, both of Sony's headphones, I feel, already have easy wins over the Beat Studio Pros. Now, when it comes to sound, I actually like how the Beat Studio Pros sound. I mean, like, they have a very balanced sound signature to them, and they also have a good amount of kick in their bass. I actually prefer the sound on the Beat Studio Pros over the sound that comes out of the XM4s. However, with the Ultwares, which again are $10 cheaper than the Beat Studio Pros, uh, these have better instrument separation than the XM4s, but more importantly, these have the extra bass feature on them. So they're going to have more bass than the XM4s, and they're going to have more bass than the Beat Studio Pros. So when you're going to watch a movie with the Ultwares, it's kind of like having like a subwoofer strapped onto your head. So your movies are going to be more immersive. So, so sound quality wise, you know, it's kind of like Beat Studio Pros do have the slight leg up, but both the Sony headphones are still good options. But where the Beat Studio Pros really fall short is going to be their active noise cancellation. The active noise cancellation on the Beat Studio Pros, which when they're not on sale, these have a retail price of $350. And right now, Apple Beats, they have graced us with a sale on the Beat Studio Pros at $150. Is it 150 or is it 160? Oh shoot, I closed it. Okay, at $160, right? These headphones only block out a little bit more noise than, hello, oh no. Am I still on? Hold on, is this still going? Hello? Wait, audio's still going, but hello? Wait, audio's still going. Did I just freeze? Can you guys see me? Nope. Voice is still live, but the video stopped. Oh. Okay, we're back. I'm like learning how to do this on the fly. Okay, we're back. Okay, so with the Beat Studio Pros, they block out just a little bit more noise, the active noise cancellation. They block out just a little bit more noise than the Watch 720Ns, which have a retail price of $150, and right now they're on sale for like $90, okay? So that is one area where the Beat Studio, well, that is another area where the Beat Studio Pros really fall short, especially when it comes to their price, is going to be the active noise cancellation. Whereas the Ultwares, these block out more noise than the Beat Studio Pros, and like I've mentioned a few times already, the XM4s, these block out more noise than the Ultwares, but more importantly, since these do have that atmospheric pressure sensor in them, they're going to block out more noise while at cruising altitude, while in an airplane. So overall, even right now, since the Beat Studio Pros are on sale for $160, personally, I feel that these are still a very hard pair of headphones to justify even at $160, especially when you compare all of these other headphones, and all of these headphones are also on sale for the same price or less, or almost the same price as the Beat Studio Pros. Because with these, they're just not as comfortable as either the Sony 1000 XM4s or the Ultwares, because they just don't fit as naturally on your head. And then also there's the soft shell case that comes with these headphones, whereas whenever you're paying more than $200 or retail for any pair of headphones, I feel that a hard shell case is to be expected. Whereas with these, which have a retail price of $350, these come with a soft shell case, which I do feel is a bit of an insult. So if you're trying to choose between the Beat Studio Pros and the Sony 1000 XM4s, I feel that the overall better investment here is going to be the Sony 1000 XM4s. However, if you don't want to spend the additional 40 bucks to get the XM4s over the Beat Studio Pros, then maybe you should just go ahead and consider the Ultwares, because the Ultwares, they're actually $10 cheaper than the Beat Studio Pros. They're going to block out more noise than the Beat Studio Pros. They feel more comfortable than the Beat Studio Pros. They come with a hard shell case, and they also have the extra bass feature, which, you know, it's fun when you're going to listen to music or watch a movie with them, all right? All right, okay, so yeah, media. I think we got a pretty good, we got a pretty good response for you. Okay, JBL soundboard are really good, but it's just hard of a lot of bass. Okay, I forgot to mention that the JBL Tour Pro can compete with the AirPod Pro 2, which is why I would like to see a review on them. They are supposed to be JBL's true competitor to the AirPod Pro 2. Maybe we'll get to the JBL Tour Pro 3s. Right now, like I said, we're trying to pivot more into soundbars, home theater stuff. I enjoy making those videos. With earbuds, I don't know. Earbuds, maybe we'll get to it like in January, or February when things slow down. But right now, I am pretty interested on making those videos on the Sonos Ray, maybe compare it to the Bose TV speaker. Those are your more entry-level sound bars. I think that's going to be the next few videos that we make. Okay, so here's one of the things about low frequency mode, because you're asking why is your Flip 5 making that popping sound? You're not supposed to use your Flip 5 in that mode. I mean, like JBL gives you the this is the Flip 5. I don't think you can adjust the EQ on it. But yeah, no, you're not supposed to use your Flip 5 in low frequency mode, because that's exactly the issue. You're going to get that popping noise. All right. So yeah, Nathan is saying that he has the Sony XB910N, and you feel that they look thick or bulbous. Yeah, they do look rather thick. They do look rather bulbous. The XM4s, they are sleeker. They are more low profile than the XB910Ns. So yeah. However, just keep in mind, if you're thinking about going to the Sony Ultifield 1, the Sony Ultrawears, the Sony Ultrawears actually have a little bit less bass than the XB910Ns. And it's kind of funny because like the Sony XB900Ns actually have more bass than the XB910Ns, and then when we went to the Sony Ultrawears, those have a little bit less bass, but they still have a lot of bass nonetheless. All right. All right, and Diego, this is probably going to be the last question because it's almost 7. Diego's asking Ultrawears or XM4s, and the XM4s, they're going to be the better option if you want the better active noise cancellation, either at ground level or while at cruising altitude, because of the atmospheric pressure sensor. With the Ultrawear, they have the extra bass feature. I think they sound better than the XM4s, and they also have a better sounding microphone for phone calls than the XM4s. But regardless, they're both great options. The Ultrawears, they're a good pair of mid-tier ANC headphones, especially for the gym. I'm starting to see a lot of Ultrawears at the gym, which I think is pretty cool. But with the XM4s, those are a great option if you're looking for a pair of headphones to fly with. And I think they're a better option to travel with than the XM5s, because since they do have that collapsible design, they do have a smaller case than the XM5, which I feel is more advantageous when you're flying with your headphones. However, if you do want to block out the absolute most amount of noise, you do want to go with the XM5s. But regardless, the XM4s are a solid pickup for flying. But if you want to have more fun, then the Ultrawears are the way to go. Quick thing, are the XB910Ns thicker than the Ultrawears? Actually, let me grab them. Hold on. So what's this kid's name? Nathan. Nathan's asking if the XB910Ns are thicker than the Ultrawears. So let's see. All right, so here are the XB910Ns. Okay. Oops. All right, so here are the XB910Ns. Now, this headband, are you talking about like thickness here on this headband here? Let's see. So the sculpt on the Ultwears is a little bit more rounder and a little bit sleeker than on the XB910N. On head, the XB910Ns are going to be more bulbous because they kind of have like that hook design. So here are the XB910Ns, very bulbous here. I do feel that that's not good on the XB910N because if we were to compare it to the, oh man, guys, if we were to compare them to the XM4s, see that? A lot more low profile, not as bulbous. Okay. And then here are the Ultwear. Now these are almost as low profile as the XM4s. The XM4s are more, the more low profile, but these are a lot better. I feel that these look a lot better than the XB910Ns because the XB910Ns, they really like to look like a halo. All right, hold on, wait. Because here are the XB910Ns again. You see, they just really stick out that way. So the Ultwears, they do look a lot better. But then also another thing that I prefer on the Ultwears over the XB910Ns is the padding on the ear pads. Okay, the padding on the XB910Ns, this padding is softer. So the problem there is that when you put them on, this padding, it like squishes up more. And so when it squishes up, it increases the surface area. So that's going to collect heat faster than the ear pads on the Ultwear, which I feel the ear pads on the Ultwear, it's a little stiffer. So they don't increase in surface area when you put them on. So these do stay cooler for longer. And then also, these ear pads, they're more spacious than the ear pads found on the XB910Ns. So from a design standpoint, from like a, like just a design standpoint, the Ultwears, they look sleeker, they look better than the XB910Ns, but also from a comfort standpoint, these ear pads, they're more spacious and they stay a little cooler for longer than the XB910Ns. So just from an overall comfort standpoint, you're going to like the Ultwears more than the XB910Ns. But then also from a performance standpoint, these do block out a little bit more noise than the XB910Ns. They have a better sounding microphone on them for phone calls. And there was one more thing that I wanted to say. They have a better sounding microphone for phone calls, and they have better instrument separation. So they sound a little bit more open. However, they have a little bit less bass than the XB910Ns. But overall, I do prefer the Ultwears over the XB910Ns. They're a good upgrade. Okay? And XX, I always watch your videos before wanting to buy new pairs of headphones. Bought the Sony XB43 speaker, then the 900N, then the XM4. Easily one of the best reviews. Oh, thank you, bro. Now, if you are picking up the Sony XB43s, that was a while back, because the Sony XB43, that's like 2020. That's probably like a speaker that came out in 2019, actually. XB43. If you were watching, okay, so the Sony XB43 came out in June 5th in 2020. And you got it in 2021, yeah. So yeah. And then you got the XB900N, which were the successors to the XB450BTs, right now. Sony, where was it? Because like before, Sony had like these crazy names for their headphone XB. Yeah, and the Sony XB900. Wait, I did. Hold on. Here it is. Yeah, and then the Sony XB900, and those came out in 2019. But yeah, no, you've been, so if you were watching those videos, you've been subscribed for like a very long time. And I appreciate that, bro. Okay. And Joel, I'm between a Centum Plus for $5.99 or $5.99. Okay, so you're talking about the Centum Plus or the Sennheiser HD 599s? Uh, yeah, I mean, like, they're two completely pairs of headphones, completely different pairs of headphones. I mean, like, ones are like wireless and to take on the go with you, and then you got these Sennheiser, they're open back and whatnot. So it's gonna be up to you. I haven't been able to get to the Sennheiser Centum Plus. We've just been busy, but oh, so you lost the XP 900Ns at the gen? Oh man, that sucks. But I mean, like if you get yourself a pair of Ultwares now, I think you'll be pretty happy with them. Where are my XP 900Ns? I know I still have them. Actually, are these them? Hold on. It's just that they're a little dusty because they've been retired. Yeah. But here are the XP 900Ns, and yeah, I actually prefer the design of these over the design of the XP 910Ns. They look more similar to the XM4s. They're a lot more low profile. They're a lot sleeker. Whereas with the XP 910Ns, they're a lot more bulbous. But thankfully, with the Ultwares, we are back to a more subtle, more sleeker design, albeit the XP 900Ns, they still look a little bit sleeker. However, these ear pads, they're very mushy, so they can heat up faster. And with the XP 900Ns, these come with the soft shell case, whereas the XP 910Ns, you guys should see the mess that I have here. Whereas the Ultwares, these come included with a nice hard shell case. So it's going to be an all-around solid upgrade. They sound better, they perform better. They just don't have as much bass, but I feel that the bass is fine on them still. But before we head out, just like watch, just see. Hold on, just look at all this here that we have here. So we got all these headphones over there, and then we got more headphones over here. And for any of those curious, like we have like a shelf of headphones down here. So this is like where I'm grabbing all of my stuff from. And then there are more headphones in the closet over there. You can also see there are some party boxes over there. So we also have some of the shirts. So I mean, the reason why I'm streaming off of my phone is that, so if I need to like move or anything, we can do that more easily instead of having like a full setup here, just in case I want to like move around, because like it's pretty hard to like grab like a speaker and like show you like, oh, what is this? And but yeah, no, I'm glad that you got yourself the Ultwares. I hope you watched the videos that we produced on the Ultwares. How many videos did we produce? We've done a few. So with the Ultware, we've done the review, and then we did the whole lineup explained. We also did the versus video between both of Bose's headphones, and we also did the versus video between the Beats Studio Pro and the Beats Solo 4. And we also compared them to the Soundcore Space One Pro. And, the Ultwares, they came out in June. They came out during the summer, so you can expect more videos on them as the year goes on, because we are going to have a lot more of mid-tier ANC headphones that get announced, that get released, and obviously they're going to have to get compared to the Ultwares, because like Sony just really kills it. For years, they've been killing it when it came to headphones, and I feel that they're going to start killing it when it comes to their speakers, because their new speakers, They sound a lot better. They look a lot better. We have the Sony Ultifield 1. I love that speaker. We have the Sony Ultifield 7. I love it's a solid speaker as well. And we have the Ultifield 1 and we have the Ultifield 7. I'm expecting to see the Ultifield 3 to compete against the Charge 5. And I'm expecting the Ultifield 5 to compete against the JBL Extreme 4. So we do have like 2 other major speakers to hopefully expect from Sony soon. All right, guys. I think the JBL subwoofer go. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna leave it at that. We've been streaming for 2 hours now, and my voice is getting raspy, and I am actually gonna go and have dinner. But you know, like I'm trying to beat this down all week. If you're looking for a pair of solid headphones, get the Sony 1000 XM4s while they're on sale for $200. Get them while they're still available. I feel that once the Sony 1000 XM6s come out, the XM4s are going to be officially retired. Okay, but everybody, see you guys later. Thanks for coming.